coming from the generation that I've been in, we have always realized that, and more so being in Malaysia, we've always realized that the land is the most bountiful for one, and we also realize that Malaysia, especially with its absolutely luscious land, has always been underutilized for the right and proper reasons. It is still an education process, and in our own way, we are hoping that with what we have done now with the empty fruit bunches, it will be the beginning of a variety of sustainable projects that we can conduct here in Malaysia. So there's a variety of ideas that we're working on, but being who we are, we have to start somewhere. And we are now, as I would like to say, you need to crawl before you can walk, before you can run, and we have just started walking. And I, for one, cannot wait for the time when we're going to be running with all these ideas into the finishing line of achieving our part in terms of committing to some form of a sustainable environment, again for the present and for the future. Harnessing the resources of the sun alone is not sufficient. We have to look at other methodologies of creating small amounts of energy. We don't need to be creating huge amounts of energy and competing with the conventional power plants, at least not at this time. However, what we are looking at is basically creating renewable energy out of available biodegradable masses. With that, we have decided to take our concept of Malaysia for the world and initiate our first overseas experience in Sri Lanka. We will actually be embarking on the development of a 3 megawatt power plant in Sri Lanka, and we will be using what is known as dendro, or in other terms in Malaysia it's a species of tree called Gliricidia sepium, and that will be used as our feedstock. Now I must stress that we will not be felling trees. We're going to be pruning the crown of the tree, and every time we prune the crowns of the tree, the crown flourishes again, and we will be able to yield at least twice a year from every tree, and that will be our major feedstock, which will undergo a certain drying process utilizing our patented drying mechanisms, and that will be fed into our power plant to create up to 3 megawatts of electricity, which we will export into the Sri Lankan national grid.